Morning guys, it's Phil here at Jaws and Claws again. So as it's Halloween today, happy Halloween, we have a lovely Halloween animal for you. This is Rosie, and she is a Chilean rose tarantula. Okay, here we go. Now all tarantulas and spiders are from the arachnid family. All arachnids have got 8 legs, and most of them got 8 eyes as well. And the eyes are just, see it? Oop, see that little raised bit there? Those are the eyes. Okay. Now with the Chilean roses, they've got 2 large simple eyes in the middle, and then they've got 3 smaller eyes either side. Now, if you count the legs, you'll count 10, and that's because the 2 small ones at the front, which are right in the centre, those are actually her pedipalps, and they're for holding her food. Now there's 4 animals in the arachnid family. Those are spiders, ticks, mites and scorpions. Now if you think of a scorpion, they've got their big claws. Now they are their pedipalps, it's their version. They're just literally for sensing and for holding their food. That's all they do. Alright, as you can see, she's constantly moving around. As we've said, the Chilean roses are one of the most popular species to keep with the hobbyists, just because they are normally quite docile. People always think spiders, or especially tarantulas, are going to run up your arm and rear up at you and things like that. They don't. She's quite happy just walking along. The only reason she's moving along is because we're outside, it's a bit windy, and that's all she's doing. Alright, now they've got a hard exoskeleton. Exoskeleton basically means outside skeleton. They don't have any bones, no bones at all. When she wants to get bigger, the top of her head, which is called the cephalothorax, okay, which is this sort of pinkish bit at the top, the round bit, that flips open. She turns over onto her back, she pushes her old skin off her body, and she has a brand new skin underneath. Now the skin's very, very soft, well the exoskeleton's very, very soft when it's when she climbs out of it. Her new one, sorry, it's very soft. So they're very vulnerable, and that's why you shouldn't really handle them for at least a few weeks, just so it gets nice and hard. Now these are from sort of scrubland and sort of desert areas, so they don't like to be humid. A lot of people think you have to spray their tank. It's the worst thing you can do for them. All you do is just put a little water bowl in there, and they'll find the water themselves. Or in fact, in the wild, they'll get a lot of the water from like the fog that comes in from the ocean, and also from their food. Now they like to eat lots of invertebrates or mini beasts, so crickets, locusts, cockroaches, things like that. Also other spiders, they can eat small frogs, small lizards. Now they've got a really amazing way of eating. What they do is they inject the venom through their fangs. Now venom and poison is pretty much similar, it's just the way that it's put into the animal. So venom has to be injected into the blood, whereas poison has to be ingested, so it has to be drank or swallowed. Now the venom will actually stop the animal moving, it paralyzes it, it starts breaking down the nervous system, breaks down the tissues as well, and then she literally just vomits over it, just like a fly does. And that would turn the insides of it into like a soup or a milkshake, and then she just sucks it all up through her mouth parts. And you have to be very gentle when handling tarantulas, especially, well, in fact all animals obviously, but especially tarantulas. If they cut themselves, they're actually haemophiliacs, so she can't clot the blood, so she actually bleed to death, and their blood is actually blue. It's pretty cool. Now if one of her legs comes off, as long as it comes off at one of her joints, they've got about 7 joints in their legs, she can usually grow one back, but she won't do that until she sheds her skin, so it can be up to a year or so. They don't eat very often, or they can go for months without eating. This one's gone about a year without eating before. Not a problem, just keep offering it food, and then if it hasn't eaten it after a couple of days, just take it out, feed it to one of the other animals. Now they do make a web, but these are terrestrial, so they live on the ground, and they lay the web on the ground. It's just like a tripwire. Now if she turns around, you'll see she's got these 2 long things on the end, on the end of the abdomen. There you go. Those are her spinnerets, and that's what makes the web. And sometimes the light catches it, you'll see she's laying strands of silk on my hand. Now, as a form of defence, they can bite. The venom can't kill you. There isn't actually any tarantula in the world that can kill you, unless you're allergic to the venom, and you go into anaphylactic shock, have a heart attack and die. And that's why I tend not to let too many people hold her. She's bitten me a couple of times. All right. Now, what she's more likely to do is, I think you can see the spinnerets there, look. The hairs on the abdomen, which is the big round bit, bulbous bit here, those hairs have got little hooks on them, and she flicks the hairs off. She can't shoot them at you. Okay, she's not that good a shot. They come off in a big cloud. If they go in your eyes, it feels like a little pin going in your eyeball. It really itches. If it goes in your skin, again, it's going to itch for a couple of days, and if you inhale it, again, it's just going to be a little bit sore throat. Girls live anywhere up to between 10 15 years, maybe a little bit longer on some species. Boys only live for about 5 years. The girls can eat the male after mating. It's usually a protein hit. These tend not to jump. Famous last words in a minute. Ooh. They're amazing. When she sheds her skin, she grows new fangs as well. So, these are amazing little things. Sorry, that's Holly and Albert in the background, the rabbits. Alright guys, like I say, very cool. If you're friendly to them, nice and calm, they're going to be the same. Alright, Chilean rose tarantula. Have a lovely Halloween guys, be safe, and don't dress up as clowns. I hate clowns. See you later.